What's up, everyone? Welcome to Ring the Bell. I am your dad bod demigod, riding my Pegasus of power. Oh yeah, my name's Joey. And joining me as always is
the interdimensional Shiro, Moxie Molly, and we have a very special guest.
Yes, you guys, I am so excited for this week because we tried to get Amy Zidia, but she said she couldn't make it, so we got DS to come.
Hello, I'm filling in for Amy.
Wait, is that a real story?
What?
Do you not remember Amy Zidia?
I don't know about the Diva, sir.
You better study up on it, Moxie.
Well, guys, we don't have too much to talk about this week. It was a really slow week. I guess everyone's done after doing 3 straight weeks of pay-per-view quality material. Let's jump right on into what we got this week on NXT. The first little thing we got treated to was a match between Shotzi Blackheart and Aliyah in a match that was fun, but still it was like...
Stop. You cannot say this about this match. This was literally Aliyah's best match in her career. I think so.
It was Aliyah's best match. No, I love the match. The thing that gets me is just... I want Aliyah to win so bad.
She won my heart with this match.
I do agree that this is one of the best showings Aliyah's ever done, but do I feel that they're still giving her credit where credit is due? No, like this was the Shotzi show. Like this girl gives her all.
Hey,
give her something.
I think Aliyah showed what she's got in this match. I hope she's gonna win, yes, but she's really coming up with her own arsenal. She was showing like Divalicious move, but like very impactful. So that outside jumping facebuster, I really liked it.
Very Melina.
Very Belina, and then like almost like a Northern Light suplex, 2 Amigo style. She did it with the leg spread, so it was like hot too. So like I was like, I like it.
I was trying to figure out what to call that, but yes, I did like both of those moves. I just, again, I want so much from Aliyah. She's there on TV with Robert Stone every single week, and every single week she loses. Like, give her some sort of traction.
She's got the big sister, so I hope it's coming. It's coming soon.
I was about to say, well, after the match, although Shotzi went over and ultimately won this, we did see Robert Stone once again get run over with his other foot. Shout out to the freaking brace on his foot from last week. His other foot ran over by a tank, and then while Shotzi was reveling in it, in comes freaking Mercedes Martinez, also on DS's shirt right now.
No, this is Sasha, by the way.
I know, but I still am saying Mercedes. Takes down Shotzi. Shotzi, like, oh my god, is her head still on? That was an amazing kick. But then later in the show, we see Mercedes come out and speak to Robert Stone, and it's not even someone he was like scouting. She came to him. She wants him.
I'm very happy at the idea of Mercedes being with it, but the idea that you would go after a losing manager to be your manager seems a little funny.
Maybe she recognizes how great he could be if he had a champion.
No AEW references yet. I haven't had enough coffee.
Oh, sorry.
It's funny that Mercedes came to Robert and she was like, take care of my big matches, my contracts. I didn't know wrestlers had to do so many stuff outside of the ring.
They probably don't. So I know it's all kayfabe and everything, but you look at like Mercedes' track record and everything, it's very similar to Chelsea Green's this year. So it's kind of like, you know, you got everything that he could possibly offer by yourself.
You're right. She was in Royal Rumble.
She's in Royal Rumble. She had her debut match with a reimagined character. She won. Like, now you're going to get Robert Stone. And I mean, hey, but it's going to be hokey and fun. I'm going to enjoy it.
And I also like the idea of Mercedes and Aliyah partnering up, like the whole little sister, big sister vibe. I think it's going to go really well for her, especially well for Aliyah.
Yeah, and maybe we'll get to see her finally start racking up some wins.
Finally.
It's been 84 years.
By the way, did Shotzi always do like that Jeff Hardy groin move?
I don't think I've ever seen her do the double. I just always called it the double leg crotch shot. Is kind of what
I have seen her do it before, but not on WWE.
Okay.
Shotzi on the Indies was very like anything she can do that involved crotches. She like it, not in a bad way.
I love that she is slowly sipping in all the crotch stuff, all the ball stuff into WWE. Do it, Shotzi, do it.
She's just so good, you
That's
guys.
what she said.
Shotzi's so good. She's so fast. She's unpredictable. She's got me that whole Lita vibe. I want to see Lita versus Shotzi.
Oh, I want to see it so bad. I mean, if there's anybody on the roster right now that's got like just severe upward trajectory, especially on NXT, it's Shotzi Blackheart.
Yeah.
Speaking of upward trajectory, we got a small little promo this week from Dakota Kai where basically she declared that she's officially coming for the women's championship and Io Shirai, but I figured we already knew that via last week via a nice kick to the face.
What was an eye roll?
I think promos like that are pointless because the point of wrestling is to match after match work your way to a title match. Every woman on the roster is officially out to get the women's championship. That's the whole point. Promos like that are just like a waste of time and space.
I wonder why everyone kind of took a break this week.
It's just been a couple weeks of writing giant TV stipulations. So, you know what? Take a week off. Take some rest.
Also, breaking the fourth wall. Everyone's in Florida and COVID is like running rampant there again. So I bet if anyone had even like second-hand exposure to it, they're like, we don't need you today.
Well, this week on AEW, we also got treated to one women's match, but we'll talk about that in a second. First, we have to talk about the role model, you guys. Miss Britt Baker and her now fixed nose. What an inspiration.
The Michael Jordan of pro wrestling. Quick fact, I've met Michael Jordan. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome very much.
Thank you.
Well, I met his teammate when I went to Six Flags, and Bugs Bunny was amazing.
Britt Baker is such a delight.
She's such a delight. I love this little promo for just one like little spot in particular. It's when Rebel was like, okay, I just want to clarify, my name is, and then you just hear Britt go, Reba!
I love how she watched Space Jam 20 times. I only know Michael Jordan from Space Jam.
Oh, that's it? You don't know him from the Haynes commercials?
I don't know him from basketball.
Or from the Chicago Bulls. Why did you go straight to the Haynes commercial? Like we always say, Joey and I every week, we weren't hot on her at first, but I feel like AEW wasn't using her correctly. I think almost like, do not eat me up in the comments, but Kylie Ray leaving AEW and creating this space where they needed to have someone thrust into the spot to just take over and like literally make the women's division is like the best thing that happened to Britt Baker. The second best thing is them finally figuring out that she's not a face or a tweener, she's a heel. Those two things just like propelled her. If she was a face right now, she wouldn't be such a hot topic to speak about. She's amazing as a heel. The little things she adds, she's like, add a chair that turns itself around.
So she teased All Out.
Do not count me out, particularly at All Out.
I just like researched because I was like, when is she coming back? So she got injured during May. They said it's going to take about like 2 months for her to come back. So I think she is getting ready to come back.
COVID time is just screwing with my brain because it didn't even click with me with the whole broken nose to even think about the fact that she broke her nose in that match with Sheeta.
Yeah, well, that's what I said last week. Like, I feel like they used, like, she needed probably surgery on her nose in real life, and so they used Swole to break her nose so she can get the surgery done. It's like she's out, so she may as well get surgery done. You see what I'm saying? When she first got hurt, I think Joey and I were really afraid having her on the sidelines eventually was going to make her stale and dampen her sparkle, but she's found a way to stay relevant, so I'm, like, excited for all of these words to come to action.
And also, Big Swole had a little promo in the middle of the match.
Yeah, I was going to talk about that.
I was going to say, of course they do it in the middle of the women's match.
I think they are having a match in All Out.
Hopefully, finally, because literally the only consistent women's storyline we've gotten from Dynamite has been Britt Baker on the sidelines each and every week. And it's such a prevalent storyline that they stuck it in the middle of the match that we got this week, which was two debuting people. It was Ivelisse and Diamante. The match itself that it interrupted such a good match. Ivelisse and Diamante tore the house down last night.
Well,
so
they came in And they acted like they have this whole blood feud going on, really angry at each other. But I'm like, I just met you people. I was like, I don't know why you guys are so angry at each other. Like, I didn't understand. Like, they were there to showcase their talent and get the number one contendership or whatever, right? They acted like they have this, like, long-ass personal feud, and they were, like, talking shit to each other. It was, like, so intense. And I was like, I was just not there. I was just not there with them. Why you mad?
And why you mad, though?
I agree with what both of you are saying. I do think it was a good match. As far as what DS is saying, I do feel like it was literally out of nowhere. But AEW does this thing where they just leave it to commentary to sell the match. So commentary was saying, oh, these two ladies, they've wrestled each other all over the country, blah, 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 really bad blood, going back to blah, 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 blah. And I get that that's kind of commentary's job, but also it's wrestling's job to like tell us a story and like lead us up to that.
I really enjoyed this match. Like where you said that AEW keeps bringing people in and they keep saying, you know, commentary has to build the match. These two did a little bit of show that they're veterans in the business. They went out there and they showed aggression towards each other in the ring. Like, this is why we want to come out and fight each other. We don't like each other, even if that's the little bit that they put into the match. It's the most storyline we've really gotten from the AEW's women's division. It's just them going out there and saying we have heat with each other and some bad blood, rather than just people coming out and going, oh, I guess we're the match this week.
My problem is that we just met them for the first time, so I would rather see more of their arsenal, more of their character gimmick, but the match was focused on how much they hated each other. It was more like down and gritty.
I wish they were hating each other and like competing for a contract, right? Kind of deal.
Everything you can do, I can do better. Like they do one, it's like somebody does one cool spot and then the other one does something that tops it off like that.
For the match that we got, it's honestly, out of the last couple weeks of AEW programming, I think my favorite women's match that we've gotten.
And correct me if I'm wrong, was this technically a number one contender?
So Diamante is getting I don't know the championship, but she's going to face Hikaru Shida.
Because what about all of these rankings? These people can just come in out of nowhere and skip the rankings?
Everyone's hurt. And then Hikaru Shida did like that call to arms promo last week. I don't know. But speaking of not knowing why it's happening, but not being too mad about it, they also announced last night that we're getting a 16-woman tag team tournament. So 8 random teams, aside from possibly the Nightmare Sisters, are going to be created and have a 8-team tournament.
It's called the Deadly Draw.
Deadly Draw.
Yeah, only because I saw a really creative fan put this on Twitter last night. AEW, if you're watching, Paloma Star and Moxie Molly would like a chance at becoming She-Racha.
Oh,
I love it.
AEW needs She-Racha. I never thought of that. That's so amazing.
As much as I love the idea, and I love the idea, they can't even book singles stuff well. What are they going to do with this?
Right, Joey, I was like, let me just sip my tea, because...
We'll talk about them a little bit in the Dark review, but the only thing going storyline-wise besides Britt Baker has been this AEW Dark feud with the Nightmare Sisters.
You're right.
It kind of just seems like, hey, well, let's just make them this tournament that they can win. And I'm like, okay, hey, we'll get to see some good women's wrestling out of it. Let's go ahead.
Not to be shady, but Brandy, I think she realized that she's probably not going to win the AEW Women's Championship. She's like, I think I'm doing pretty well with the tag division. Let me give myself a belt. Let me give myself a tournament.
Give the bitch a belt.
Well, jokes aside, I think this will be a pretty cool opportunity for AEW women because they've been working with very little. And then seeing how Brandy and Aliyah is doing so well with their character with the tag chemistry, I think this might be a really good chance for a lot of the women in AEW. Outside of Brandy and Aliyah, who do you want to see in this tournament?
I forget who is from Rise. She teams with Leva all the time.
Delilah Doom?
Delilah Doom! Okay. Yes, I would love to see her come in and do some stuff with Leva, because that stuff on Shine, or was it Shimmer, one or the other, was just a lot of fun. It was just a quirky, like, 80s tag team, and I really enjoyed it. But with Leva being the librarian, I don't know if that happened.
I feel like they signed a lot of talent that we haven't seen, so it'd be really cool to see those ladies. Although a lot of those ladies, I think, are better as singles competitors. Anything that can get their face on the screen and, like, build momentum for them, I'm all for. And I'm speaking about, like, Sadie Gibbs and B. Priestley.
Ooh, that's a good team.
The heat was that they're against each other. Like, remember, they had a big storyline going, but they could be together, and that could be their gimmick, is
You're
they,
right.
have to find a way to work together. There's even people we haven't seen in a while that are new signees, like
Abaddon.
Yeah, but I think she's so good as a singles competitor. Just going back to the Nightmare Collective, she would be a good pair with probably Mel, because they both kind of have that scary sort of thing. And then if they start to bring in some indie talent, I can't wait to see, like,
C-Stars.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I want to see Rebel and Britt as a team.
Yes. Please.
And then I also saw MJ Jenkins and Roche Chanel sitting together.
That's who I was thinking of. Yeah.
They'll be great.
Bring back Shalonda Royale.
Let's jump right into Dark. We had 2 matches and a fun promo. First match that we got was Miss Roche Chanel going one-on-one with the women's champion. Did you know she's still around, Hikaru Shida? She was on Dark this week.
I was so confused why the champion is on Dark, but anyway, move on. What makes sense? What makes sense anymore?
This match made perfect sense, aside from Roche Chanel combing Hikaru Shida's hair in the middle of it.
Hey, I loved it.
Hey, I love Roche Chanel. She's the best.
Did you see how she ran the ropes, on her tiptoes?
That's what I do in the tryout.
For all these people who are making creator wrestlers, can someone please make DS and have him run?
Shout out to Joey last week saying that Roche Chanel probably is supposed to be like Ratchet Chanel, and I totally feel that vibe now, because commentary once again telling the story. When she went to grab her comb, one was like, look at her grabbing her comb out of her Chanel purse. And then the other one was like, allegedly Chanel.
Oh.
I like that.
We talked about it a bit earlier, but we got our Nightmare Sisters drill promo. I want to piggyback off what you were saying earlier, Moxie. Allie just jumping in on everything that Brandy said in that promo. This was so much fun. I thought it was a bit kind of wonky in the beginning. I was like, oh no, this is going to be kind of bad. And then all of a sudden, Allie was just like, oh, this ball seems to be dropping. Let me pick it up and save it real quick. And the promo just ended on this great high note. I'm
not trying to down Brandy, because as we've been saying, she is really progressing so quickly every week. I feel like oftentimes when she's supposed to speak, they're like, do you need us to write this out? And she's like, no, I'll wing it. And this is what happens when you wing it, is she said the same thing three times, 3 different ways. Girl, just get some lines written for you. It would give her a more finite place to get. Just get
That's
to
hilarious.
It instead of over it.
Our final match from AEW Dark was Diamante going one-on-one with Kylan King. In one, I like Diamante. I think she's a great veteran and a nice human. I've met her a few times. And number 2, Kylan King is so good, you guys.
I just wanted to scream her name. Okay, I guess Diamante is good, but Kylan King is showing up everyone. Listen, sometimes when I watch AEW, especially AEW Dark, I'm like, oh my God, I'm watching one of my own matches. I'm not saying I'm a bad wrestler. I'm a mediocre wrestler, and a lot of those women are mediocre as well. But when I see Kylan King wrestle, I get excited. I'm like, this is what I want to see on my mainstream television. Put her there. She's so good.
She's got the facial expressions down, and that can make me just fall in love with anybody. Yes, DS Alexa Bliss. If you can go out into a ring and sell a match with your face, I'm instantly drawn to you, because you get that instant emotional connection, and Kylan King has got it, baby.
I hope they don't just shove her into a tag, although I want her to have her just desserts and just do. I think right now, with all the momentum she has, shoving her into a tag team would kind of squander her talent. But I hope this is a Chris Statlander story, and she's getting such fantastical raves that they sign her, because she deserves it, and she is what they need right now on AEW.
After this kind of lackadaisical week, Moxie, are you ready for the hardest question ever? Hey, Moxie.
Hey, Joey.
What is your... Oh, yes. What is your... Boom Blast moment of the week?
My Boom Blast moment, again, it was a lackadaisical, sort of lazy week, and It really took me some soul searching to find this.
I'm intrigued.
Robert Stone, everything he does is just so amazing. And I know he's not a woman, but equal rights, okay? This is a women's wrestling channel, and he's helping propel women wrestling storylines in NXT. So what the hell? He gets my boom blast.
All right.
Well, on the flip side, my boom blast is going to Aliyah for having the best match she's probably had on the NXT roster this week.
I really enjoyed it.
Let her win. Please.
We don't even want you to give the bitch a belt. We just want you to give her a W.
Give the bitch a win.
My boom blast is going to the deadly draw of AEW. I'm very excited about all the potential tag teams that we can see. The Shiracha. I would love to see that. But also just giving more TV time and character development for AEW women. I am here for it.
Hey, Moxie.
Hey, Joey.
ADS.
Where can
people find you? I can speak well.
You can find me at DS and Ring the Bell DS. And where can I find freaking Vicky Guerrero AEW theme? Because I am living for it.
Excuse me.
What about you, Moxie?
You can find me across all social media platforms at that's THEE, Moxie, Molly, and Joey.
You can find me at Joey_Mayberry across all social media. Also keep an eye out for my YouTube channel, and if these stripes on my face keep up, find me on a cereal box near you.
Please don't forget, if you like what you see here below, please literally ring the bell so you can get updates on all of our newest content, interviews, reviews, and whatever the heck we also decide to put on this channel.
Also keep an eye out for our Patreon, because we hit a goal on Patreon. Now we get to cover Impact Wrestling, and our Slammiversary review is coming out.
The next goal is for me to be stripped to my bra and panties.
Yeah.
No, next goal is I did not think it will reach it, so I just put it in as me stepping into the ring.
Okay, well, also don't forget we have a Teespring where you can buy all these wonderful T-shirts or all of our merch. And also, since Joey brought it up, we never get to talk about Impact. It's coming, yes, but also shout out to Deonna Purrazzo reaching her full potential. Impact Knockouts champion!
Thank you guys so much. We'll see you again next week for another NXT and AEW review. Until then, be safe and love each other and stay well. Goodbye.
Bye.
Yes.